podcast, I think of strangers who magically become friends, live, on camera, and off camera.
For a community of friends, like-minded people who are open and here to share ideas about how we can be better as a people as a whole.
And give a safe place for
if anybody is looking for a podcast, I love it. It's inspirational, it's ingenious, and it unifies us as a whole, as people. Better me equals a better we.
A better me equals a better we.
Mm-hmm. All right, y'all can do 2 seconds. Oh, my camera turned around. Hold on. We them boys. All right, there we go. Put that joint right there. Angle that right. All right, welcome back to another episode of the Better Me Equals a Better We podcast. I know I've been going for a little minute. Fig been on a hiatus a little bit, but we back again. And this week we're going to be talking about a topic that I think for me personally is like very, very, very serious, right? So this episode's title is going to be Stress Kills, because I genuinely believe that. And as y'all could see at this point, John, my co-host, you know what I'm saying? So, we've been going strong with this, talking about different topics that's really been affecting people in different types of ways and stuff like that. So I'm just going to jump right into it, right? Just talking about stress and how stress kills. I think that a lot of times when it comes to stress is really one of those things that's undervalued or like people don't take it as serious as it is because it's something that you can't see. So like, let's say if somebody broke their leg or something like that, it'd be like, oh, he or she, like it's something really wrong, like their leg is broke or whatever the case may be. But if somebody's stressed out, it's just kind of like, all right, you'll be all right. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's the first thing people say, you'll be all right, or just do this, you'll be good. Like go take a walk or something like that. You feel me? And I think especially in minority communities, it's worse for us. And I think it's one of the reasons why we have, in my personal opinion, a high rate of addiction to certain things because of the advice that we get about stress, right? So it's like, oh, you stress, the first thing in our communities that people want to say is, oh, go smoke. You know what I'm saying? Like, you stress, go smoke. Or you stress, like, you need a drink. Like, you get what I'm saying? So now you got everybody in our communities, like, everybody smoke or drink. Like, you get what I'm saying? And then if you take it a step further, it almost feel like it's by design. And a lot of people that's like conspiracy theorists, like they'll say that like it's like by design because every corner you go to, it's a corner store and a liquor store. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, or even certain things as far as food, right? When people say like even food is an addiction, you know what I'm saying? People get stressed out. I know a lot of people that stress eat. You know what I'm saying? People that say that they overweight because they stressed out, so they just eat. You know what I'm saying? So I think the eating part is more like you see it in men, but you hear it a lot with women. Like, you know what I'm saying? I hear a lot of women say like, you know what I'm saying? Like they get stressed out or whatever. Babies, right? That's one example. And if there's any women watching, like, please feel free to chime in and let me know if I'm right about this. But I know a lot of women that had kids, and they was like, yo, after they had the kids, they just started eating. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then now you got, let's say your baby father, he looking at you like, yo, why you gaining all this weight or whatever? This, that, and the third. But having a kid is mad stressful. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, especially when you talk about things like depression. Bro, that's stress. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, that's a stressful situation to be. Not only did you just have a kid, and now you're depressed on top of that. You get what I'm saying? And then now your body is not the same as it used to be, and you might still have the same eating habits that you had when you was carrying a whole 10-pound baby. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think the the main thing people don't realize with stress is like, no, the scary part about stress is that you can be stressing and you can be stressed out. You don't realize that you're stressed out.
That's
You
a
don't
fact.
realize that you're going through stress. So you sitting there, you're like, man, I'm always tired. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you blame it on everything else. You know what I'm saying? Like
That's a
like,
fact.
you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the scariest part about stress. Like, that
Yeah.
you don't even realize that you're stressed.
That's a fact.
Or some people be like, that, like, it'd be small signs of stress. You sleep too much.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or you can't sleep.
Right.
And you just like, man, I'm always up, man. I always got mad energy. Nah, you stressed because
Right.
your mind can't stop thinking. Your mind just can't. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
And a lot of times it don't always be like. It could be like simple stuff because sometimes when you're just alone in the house, now you're just thinking. You know what I'm saying? You're just thinking to yourself like, man, I need to get my life together.
Right.
I need to do this. You know, like if you got a job, like what's next? What's next for me with this job?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if you're in a relationship, you're saying that you're thinking to yourself like, I'm dealing with this person, but are they going to be around? Is it worth it? You know what I'm saying? Like it's just friendships. You know, like sometimes a lot of times friendships could bring you stress,
bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like like sometimes you ever notice like you'll just be doing mad good. Somebody just come to you with some like you don't want to hear it.
That's a fact.
Like keep your stress over there. Like you still my man. I still love you to death.
Yo.
But I'm doing pretty decent for myself right now. I'm in a happy place. Energy travels. You know what I'm saying? Stress travels.
That's a fact.
All that type of stuff travels and people don't realize that.
And you know what's the funny part about that, right? Like is when you talk about friends, right? And friends being stressful. I just seen a meme or something like that the other day that was like, yo, I can't afford to talk to somebody who every time I talk to them, they got a problem.
Wow.
I ain't even like
it brings you down, bro.
And I think each of us as people, we all have stuff that we deal with on a daily basis. So now to add on top of that, like I just had a conversation with one of my cousins and I was telling him, I'm like, yo, you know, stress is like a bank account, like or energy is like having a bank account with money in it. Like, and I got stuff I already got to spend money on. Like, you know what I'm saying? The same thing like how we got bills. Like I got bills I got to spend money on. So if let's say, for example, you call me, you like, yo, bro, can I get $20? If I don't have $20, I can't just get a fake $20. Like, and it's the same thing with energy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if you stressed out, I don't have it. My bank account is empty. And they said in our comments, he said, understanding the causes and effects of stress is a key to try to avoid it. Right. And I think that's definitely a key, knowing where the stress is coming from to try to avoid it. But my question to all of you guys and for you is like, what if it's a situation that you can't avoid? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I know one thing that can be stressful, and let's just be honest, right? If we all being honest, one thing that's stressful, bro, is being a parent. I can't avoid my kid. Like, I mean, I could, but I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I'm not that guy, but I can't look. Literally, I can't avoid my kid. I can't avoid him, right? That's just something that I just can't do. But that doesn't mean that it doesn't get stressful at times. You get what I'm saying? Like it gets stressful, right? So what do you do? What do you do? All right, can Daddy finish? So what do you do when you get in situations and you're in the situation and you can't avoid it? Like, how do you get around a situation like that? Like parenting.
I think parenting you can't. I think parenting you can't. I just think you just try to make the best of it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I do think when it comes to stressing about a bunch of other stuff, you could.
Right.
You could, you know, because one thing you got to learn in life is you got to learn how to say no without an explanation. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's the one.
It's like no. Like people look at you like, what you mean no? No. Like,
right.
You know how many times like, bro, I get a piece? I ain't eat all day. You lying. You just don't want to give me none. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's okay to tell people no. It's okay to like, yo, Trey, what you doing today? I can't even go out today. I got Quincy. Nah, like if you just don't want to go,
I don't feel like it.
Yeah, like because now that could bring a form of stress of now you gotta remember that lie you told me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
that's a fact.
People need to learn when to cut things off.
Right.
You know, it don't matter who it is, like boyfriend, girlfriend,
friends,
siblings, friends. Sometimes your parents bring you stress.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes if it ain't your kid, like you have to learn to just cut it off.
Because if I ain't got it, I ain't got it.
Like you gotta protect your mental health.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? Like you really have to protect your mental health, and you just gotta be like, all right, bro, like I love you to death, but I can't rock with you anymore.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like even in a relationship, like you know what, I can't deal with this situation anymore.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm stressing. All I'm doing is losing, dealing with you. I'm losing sleep. I'm losing money. I'm losing patience. Like,
right.
Now you catch yourself upset for
no reason.
You know what I'm saying?
Don't even understand why, but you just mad upset. And now the crazy part is it starts to carry on into different situations. And like you said, the scariest part is when it starts to manifest itself in different ways. So now, like you said, you losing sleep, or you sleeping too much, or you extra irritable. So now somebody like, come on, what happened? Like you snapping on people, you yelling at your kids extra. And the craziest part about this is like, people can give you a Tylenol for a headache, right? They can give you another pill for high cholesterol. There's really no real medicine for your brain. You get what I'm saying? Like anybody that I know, and I know a few people that have been on psych meds before, anybody that I know that takes medicine for their brain, they say it make them feel horrible. You get what I'm saying? Like, so there's really no medicine or any cure for your brain. So you really have to take care of yourself, because once you lose your mind, I don't know how hard it is to get it back, because I haven't lost my mind. But I see people that like it looks like it's like one of those things where it's like, yo, bro was just regular, or sis was just regular, and now they're a totally different person. Like especially when we self-medicate ourselves. You get what I'm saying? Like
you see people killing themselves. You know what I'm saying? They blame everything else. It's like people stressed out and they be like, what? Like stress was that it? Like how? Like I'm the one stressed.
Right.
How you gonna tell me it was that serious?
Right.
Like,
how can you tell me this wasn't serious
enough? You know what I'm saying? Like, and this is why, like me, I learned. Like before, I was extreme. You know me.
Yeah.
When I was a teenager, I used to be extremely giving.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? To the point where I was just like, I would give somebody and put myself in the situation. I'm not like that no more. Like, whatever's on my plate is necessary.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have no unnecessary things on my plate no more. Right. Nobody can, if it ain't true.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like maybe like my kids' mothers, like, don't call me. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I'm not gonna make up an excuse that I don't have it. I'm just like, oh nah, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not Bill Gates to be having extra money to be giving you, bro. Like,
I'm telling you.
So at the end of the day, like me personally, what I've learned is like you just gotta knock things off your plate that don't matter.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you just have to.
And learn, and you know what's so crazy? It's really okay a skill. It's really like it's something that you got to get used to. Because I remember, like, and I'm still more like that than you are. But I remember there was a point where we really were both struggling with the same thing, and it takes practice, right? So now, I know it sounds easy for us to just say, "Yo, if you stress, just knock the things off your plate that don't matter." But when you're so used to doing something every day, like you know what I'm saying, it's almost like being an addict to something, right? Like a lot of people can't just quit drugs and just be like, you know what, I don't want to do this. It's a process. And it's the same thing when we're trying to retrain our minds to say like, yo, you know what, you know, maybe I can't take this on. Maybe I need to say no to this person. Maybe, you know, like it's a process. So don't get discouraged because you weren't able to just say no, or you weren't able to just avoid a certain situation or not get into it, because things take time, right? And that's one of the hardest things, because
I have to learn that.
You know, so crazy. That's one of the hardest things, and it's one of the things that we know that we really don't have that much of. So it's kind of one of those things where you stress a lot, or if you're a person that's prone to stress, you really like feel a sense of anxiety or a sense of like urgency when it comes to everything. Like, oh, I need to get this job now. I need to be a millionaire tomorrow. I need to be like, you get what I'm saying? So it's like a balance where you learn patience and understand that time is your friend, even though we don't have till forever to do whatever it is that we want to do, because we all got an expiration date. So another thing that really comes to my mind, and people use this a lot when it comes to people in the army, but I got a theory that I'm gonna run by y'all. is with PTSD, right? Post-traumatic stress disorder. And people talk about that a lot with people that's in the army, because they say, like, you know, when people, they go to the army and they in the field and they go through all of these traumatic experiences, it causes them to hear certain things, you know, they act funny in certain situations, like, and they say it's because of stress, right? So it's a stress disorder. I personally think a lot of people that grow up in unideal circumstances, whether you, and this is if you live in the hood, if you live in a violent neighborhood, if you're a part of violent activities and stuff like that. And I think I heard somebody say this in an interview, like rappers that talk about violence and drugs and stuff, and they don't talk about the other side of it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So let's say you really are like that, right? And you, oh yeah, I had to do this and I had to do that and I had to do all this violent stuff. But what about those nights you couldn't sleep because you don't know if somebody's gonna bust in your door? What about those nights that, like, because people in the army, they walking around with legal guns to do a job. So they just have a job to do and they're afraid of their opposition. So now, not only are you afraid of the person or the group of people that you did something to, now if you get caught, you going like you. So it's just a bunch of fear that can all be impacted into that. And I think that's a part of the reason why we're seeing so much violence now, because I think it really all boils down to fear. Whether it's fear being broke, you get what I'm saying? I think that's another thing that's passed down to us in our neighborhoods and minority communities. We're passed down stress. We got 14, 15, 16-year-old kids that think that they gotta do illegal stuff to take care of a house because they see you stressed out. So we passing that stress down to them. Like, how important is it that we don't pass stress down to our kids?
Extremely, bro. In fact, you know what else I be seeing people stressing about?
What's that?
Social media.
Yo.
You know what I'm saying? It's
that's
like,
a fact.
How you, like, why you're stressing over social media? Nobody's really living the way the way they're portraying it on social media.
That's a fact.
You know, so you're sitting there comparing your real life to somebody's highlights.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
And people be stressing, like they'll put themselves in debt. You know what I'm saying? You catch people like, I didn't even know you could buy followers.
Yo, that's a fact.
I didn't know you can do that.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? I was just like, what? That you could buy like likes.
Yo,
like you're so stressed out about social media that you're come on.
You spending money just for people to like stuff.
It's just ridiculous.
To be affirmed.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And the thing about stress, like people don't understand, like you don't like you're not guaranteed to make it to 100 years old or whatever it is. Like you're sitting there stressing about social media. If you got 10 followers, you know 2.
Right.
You know 3.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like stop stressing over things that don't matter.
Right.
Live your life.
Right.
Have fun. Go on trips.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like people gotta understand. Like another reason people be stressing themselves out, it be simple stuff. Yo, bro, I'm about to go ahead. You want to call me? I can't make it. Nah, I'm not going. No, go by yourself.
Right.
Go. You know what I'm saying? Because now you home stressed out. Mm-hmm. You're bored. That's how you end up in a situation.
Right.
Now you go do something else that you didn't want to do. You know what I'm saying?
Just like you want to be around people.
Exactly. If I want to go watch this movie and such can't make it, just go watch the movie.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like people be stressed out about, I don't want to say about things that don't matter, because like we said earlier,
whatever,
you can't tell somebody what matters.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But what people need to learn is knock things off your plate that's not bringing you any type of happiness.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's extremely, extremely important. You have to everybody feels like they have a point to prove.
That's a fact.
Everybody. And I'm not gonna one thing I'm not gonna do is be a hypocrite. I got caught up in social media at one point.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I was saying that posting stuff and phone. I'm getting a phone extension because I gotta go buy these sneakers. Right. You know, it was just stupidity.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm pushing my bills back because the Jordan just came out and I want to have them on so I can get 200 likes and
over none of these people that I know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's just unbelievable, man. People, you see females like, I saw somebody said something the other day. It was like, you spend $10,000 on your body and you live in an apartment. Yeah, that's just crazy.
That's a down payment on the house.
That's crazy. You know what I'm
saying?
But
then again, it all boils down to, I can't tell you what's important. If you If you care more about when you look in the mirror than where you live, then I guess that's your prerogative.
Now,
but
you're stressed out for your living conditions, but your body is quote unquote right.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
That's a fact. That's a fact. And it's so crazy because when you really sit and think about it, I think a part of it is upbringing. You get what I'm saying? Especially when you talk about like people needing for other people to like their pictures or needing for other people to do all of these things. It's almost like that need to be affirmed. So it kind of make me wonder, like were you not, and this may sound crazy, but I mean this like really, but like were you hugged enough as a kid? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, were you told that you were loved as a kid? Like, you get what I'm saying? That need, yeah, Key, like that need to be validated. Like, you get what I'm saying? I don't like. Does that come from school? Does that come from home? Is it a mixture of both? Like, that need to be validated, because validation is stressful. And then I've seen in interviews with psychologists and neurologists that said that there's actually a hormone in your brain that's released when you're on social media. That's like equivalent to like sex. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a hormone that's released in your brain. Like, when you're on social media, when you're looking at these likes and stuff like that. So if that's public knowledge, you don't think the people that make social media know this? So everything that they do it to make it more attractive to us, which stresses us out that much more.
And it's
like
just getting worse.
Yeah,
it's literally like this social media thing is just getting worse and worse by the year, by the minute, by the day. It's just getting worse. You see people that they're literally living for social media.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was just like
living to portray a life.
Man,
that's stressful.
Exactly. Because now what you got to do is, right, like they say popularity is a job.
Mm-hmm.
Now you got to keep it up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you can't slack. You know what I'm saying? So you know how stressful that is? Come on, like, yo, it's stressful, man.
You seen the new Spider-Man movie?
Nice.
In the new Spider-Man movie, I'm not going to tell a movie for people that's Marvel fans, but in the new Spider-Man movie, there was a part of the movie when he was on the news, right? And I know y'all seen in the previews, like they found out like that Peter Parker was Spider-Man, and he said to one of his friends in the movie, he was like, "Damn, I'm the most famous." And he's in his crib. He like, "Damn, I'm the most famous person in the world right now." Like me, like not Spider-Man. I'm the most famous person in the world right now, and I'm still broke. Like, that's the part that kills me, because there are people that literally get paid to put on the facade. And even that can be stressful, because you always have to worry about when you're not being yourself. When you're not being yourself, you always got to worry about, what is this person going to think? What is that person going to think? And to be honest, I think that that's a key thing for stress, whether we're talking about social media or just real life, because sometimes we don't make certain moves, whether it's telling somebody no or whether it's going to them, because we always worried about, well, what is this person going to say? Like, or if I leave this relationship, are they going to tell people that I was like this? Or like, what is everybody going to say? But at the end of the day, what do you want? Yeah. Like, when the last time that any of us, and please, I want to know, like, when the last time have any of us said, like, nah, this is what I want. Like, this is the direction I want to go in. All right, everybody taking trips. I'm not a trips kind of person, but I like to write. I like to journal. Like, when the last time you sat outside and journaled? Like, yo, I like sports. Like, when the last time when did you say, yo, this is what I want to do, versus letting whatever it is that's stressing you out stress you out? Like, for real. Natalie said in our comments, social media is designed to take us off track so we don't reach our full potential. And I think that's a fact. And then she also said it's addicting. Devon said in our comments, yeah, it's just society putting pressure on people how one should view themselves, and that's a fact too. And social media is so addicting to the point where you ever woke up and just went on Instagram, straight to your phone, rolled over, Facebook, Instagram.
There was times before, right? Snapchat, whatever. I mean, a few views. I go to IG, on Facebook, and I lock the phone. Boom. And I open it and I go right back to these social medias
just to see if one more person.
Like, and I'm just like, and it got to the point where it was a habit.
Yeah.
You ever got nothing in the fridge and you just keep opening it?
Right.
Like, there's nothing in there. You know what I'm saying?
Nothing in there. You know ain't nothing in there.
And I just kept, like, You know what I'm saying? And it does take time to outgrow that. And me personally, not to put too much out there, but I would meet somebody off social media, right? Just like male, female, like pause. I know what I mean. Like some cool stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what happened to everything on the gram? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, or there was times like I'll be on the train and somebody they will write me, yo, was that you on the train? And I'm just like, no disrespect, like, cause now you ain't got the filters.
Right.
Now you ain't got the, you know, I'm just like, bro, like, what's going on?
Right. And you ain't saying
social media is not real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's the part that people don't understand. Like,
that's a fact.
Social media is not real. Like people be saying they're stressing themselves out.
And you know what I'm saying? Like, and like you said, the scariest part is that people get so stressed out, whether it's from the fact that they feel like they need to be validated, their life situation, relationship situation. Again, there are people that are really killing themselves because they just can't take the stress. But for me, I know for me, when I get really stressed, right? And this is a true story, right? Recently, and this is why I did this episode, right? I'm going to be completely transparent with y'all. If y'all look at the episode list for this month, everything was women-centered because of National Women's Day, National Women's Month, or International Women's Month. You know, I wanted to do things that were tailored around women, different topics of that sort. So if y'all look back on that, all of the topics for this month were supposed to be that. Throughout the past, I want to say maybe a few weeks or so, maybe a little longer than that. Like I've been dealing with like extreme distress personally, right? Like I've been extremely stressed to the point where it's like, all right, let's do the podcast. We talk, we laugh, we joke. Back to reality, like back to stress, right? And then I realized, like, yo, you really out here putting on a facade when the idea was to be as real as possible, so that you get what I'm saying, so that I can have real conversations. So what I look like being stressed, acting happy, coming on here talking about different stuff, like, no, let's have a real conversation. Like, and then I got so stressed to the point where John is at work. I'm having a conversation with John because this is my brother, right? I'm having a conversation with John and you know, I'm telling him what's going on and we talking about it. And it got to the point where John was like, oh, you know what? Come outside. What you mean come outside? Oh, nah, I was on my way home, but I turned around. Like, come on, let's have a conversation, right? And in that moment, I realized for me, and not saying I don't have other people in my life that love me, but for somebody to love you that much to say, okay, I'm on my way to do that. And he had plans. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he answered the phone like, oh, you know, I'm talking, you know, with people he had plans with and stuff like that. And it's just kind of like, for somebody to love you that much and say, oh, you know what, let me come here, you know, let's chat, let's talk it up. Like, I'm pulling up on you right now. Let's have a conversation. Just because he was in the area, you know, how important is it that we have people that love us, that maybe if I'm looking for validation or I'm stressed out over rent or whatever, like even if I can't pay your bill, but I can give you love, like, you get what I'm saying? Like, how important, I think that's like super important.
It's extremely important. Like, even like when I did come, we just spoke for like an hour and a half. Like, now it's not on your chest no more. That's another thing that causes stress. Sometimes you just you can't hold everything. I don't care who you are. Like,
right. People
be like, oh, like, don't let them bother him. Not me, I'm saying like other people.
Right.
Don't let them bother him. Don't let them bother her. Like, nah, they're just holding everything in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? One day they're gonna explode. Now you just gotta be
right.
You gotta hope that you're not the person that they explode on, because they're gonna, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you ever see somebody that's extremely vocal, that don't hold nothing in?
Right.
9 out of 10 times, he or she, they're not stressing.
Right.
You know why? Because they're letting you know this is how I feel.
Right.
You know, oh, he's mad rude, she's mad rude. How?
Right.
She just expressed to you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like that's all it was. You know what I'm saying? Like, and people don't understand how important that is. Like, if you feel something, you gotta speak on it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because now you're holding it in. Now you're questioning yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to express yourself, and you have to have people around you that's willing to listen.
Right.
That's not willing to sit here and say, if Trey goes, yo, John, you know, such and such has happened. Well, yeah, that's crazy, because I was just dealing with my own situation.
Right.
Like, he was just like,
right.
Let somebody. You got to be around people that let you get things off your chest without bringing up their situation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Obviously, my bank account low, and you trying to overdraw me right now.
It's just like, you think yours is low, bro? You should see my. No, that wasn't the point. You know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't call to compare.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like they called to say, yo, I just need to talk. I just need to vent. And this is why sometimes you got to be careful with the people around you. Yeah. You got to be around people that genuinely make you happy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Not just relationships, everything. Like my brother, who I don't want to say he raised me. I love my brother to death at the end of the day. Like,
right.
Me and my brother don't speak.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He's very disrespectful. He's an alcoholic. You know what I'm saying? And we see each other in the streets, and we walk past each other. Does it hurt? Yes. You know what I'm saying? But I can't bring him back into my life. It's gonna just bring a crazy amount of stress back into my life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that I can't afford.
Right.
Is it, like I said, is it hurtful? Yes. But is it, nothing is worth your stress. Like
right.
if it ain't my kids, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just not worth your stress. Like you have to learn to cut people off.
Right.
You know, I know I have a friend who's in a situation, and like she's grown, she's ready to enjoy her life, and her mom's be like stressing her. You know what I'm saying? Like, and she doesn't know how to tell her mother, like, yo, you know what I'm saying?
Back.
But you have to, you have to sit here and you gotta express yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because now this person's stressing you might love them, but the minute you see them, they come around you, now you just annoyed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's just a lot easier if you just express yourself and only have people around you that brings positive energy towards you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, like, you ever see somebody, you just like, man, this person always put me in a good mood.
Right.
That's who you got to be around. You know what I'm saying? Because you got the total opposite. It was just like, damn, every time boy come around, it's like a bad vibe. Like, right there, he or she got to stop coming around.
Yeah. That's
you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't be available to those type of people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You really got to enjoy your life.
Right.
Stop living as if like everybody has mad time.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I used to just be in the house,
Yeah.
What I did last year, I took like all type of trips.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I met my father last year. I took a couple of flights. Something that I would never do before because I'm saying worrying about this and worrying about that. You gotta enjoy yourself. You know why? You know what people's doing? People are taking for granted surviving this pandemic. A lot of people didn't survive it.
Yo.
So you know how much people was telling themselves in around 2018, man, like I'm probably get a house like in 2025. They're not here no more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you can't take surviving the pandemic lightly. Yeah. This is why you need to enjoy yourself. You need to enjoy your life. You need to enjoy your life.
Right.
Take some trips, or maybe if you don't like trips, like just do whatever it is makes you happy. Like you said, if you're a writer, if you like to draw, like it doesn't matter. Like my happiness isn't your happiness.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Get off social media.
Come on.
Stop trying to do what look like fun unless you actually like that. Like, you know what's so crazy, bro?
If social media really brings you happiness, for real, then do it. You know what I'm saying? But if you putting on, all you're doing is stressing yourself out.
That's a fact. In minority communities, how common is it that you grow up with stress? Like, do you feel like growing up in what people will call the hood, like you grew up stressed? Like,
I did, but I think when you in it, you don't realize that it's stress.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. It takes you getting out of it. You just like, damn, I'm good. You know, I feel good. Like I grew up in Bushwick. The park that I grew up in, I don't even go to that park. It's just always something happened.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. Like, or somebody just telling me like, oh, such and such, this just happened. Nah, I don't need to know what happened. You know what I'm
yeah, you know what's so crazy?
I don't have no beef.
I do the same thing. Like, don't tell me about nothing. I don't want to hear about nothing. I don't care if we was in the same second grade class. That's not my business. I don't care, like, bro, I don't want no part. That's stressful to me. You know what's so stressful, bro? I don't know if y'all been seeing the news, but in New York City, I don't know what to call them, right? Because I'm not calling nobody that do the things that's been going on gangster. I don't know what to call these violent people, but it's been killings, stabbings, like, bro, I just saw a video, the surveillance video in a corner store, the drive-by on Coney Island, and you just see a mother and kids running to the back of the store because it's a drive-by going on. They said a 7-year-old got grazed by the bullet. Bro, that's so stressful.
Now you don't want to go to the store.
Bro, and I pay rent here. I just moved in last month. I got a 1-year lease. I got a 2-year lease. Like, I pay rent here. And now I got to worry about taking my kids to the corner store, which is right by the bus stop. Like, I mean, I don't know if that's how the neighborhood is set up, but I'm just saying, like, I got to worry about, because this is the type of environment that's so stressful, like so stressful. Like, and now as a kid, like, I think as parents, I realized as a parent, because I understood that as a kid, there were things that, because we were told not to speak, like stay in the child's place, right? These kids now, they say whatever on their mind, and that's just that. And that's partly our fault as parents in this generation, but and the generation before we was taught, like, yo, stay in the child's place. Even if you got a comment or an opinion and you heard something, mind your business. Like, but that didn't mean we didn't see what was going on. That didn't mean we didn't feel the stress, like that maybe something wasn't paid, or maybe your mother wanted to move, or your father wanted to do something a certain type of way, or maybe you just see your moms or your pops, whoever you might be around, or maybe your parents, they look depressed or lonely or whatever. And as a kid, you feel that, you see that, like, you get what I'm saying? And then now you grow up, and like John said, you don't even realize that you stressed. Like, you walking around a little baby stress ball, don't even realize you stressed because it's the norm. And then let's say when you start getting out of your neighborhood, maybe high school, college, and you start looking around like, wait, I don't have to live like this. Like, this is not what life is all about. Like, now you start looking at things differently. But now the sad part is you have kids where they talk about breaking a cycle. Let's say a parent is in jail, and then that kid starts doing the same activities, and they start partaking in the same things, and stuff like that. And now, you know, they partaking in these things, and now they're part of the cycle, a cycle of stress. And I've never met somebody that's been in jail that came out of jail and was like, oh, it's like summer camp, I want to do it again. Exactly. Like, at that point, like, once they get to that point where they're like too deep in, or I don't know if there's ever a point where it's too deep, because I ain't never been like, but when they get to that point, it's just kind of like, I would never do this if I could do it over again. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Because the stress is too much. You know what I'm saying? Them stories about what's going on to people in there, like, you know, it's
for real. It's for real. Like, I mean, like I said, I've never been a part of that life. I never even fronted. I never, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I never put on. I never try to act tough. I never joined a gang. None of that. Like, but you just hear stories about the things that go on in jail. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and those are, obviously I don't have proof, but the people in jail be, I think, the most stressed. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes people get the impression like, well, I'm in jail now, I'm good, so this, such and such. Like, maybe at first. But I've heard stories, and people will come home and be like, yo, I took care of his kids, bro. He ain't come see me not once.
Yeah, you know, that's a different type of stress.
Or like, yo, shorty started fucking my man. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine you in there, like, and nobody come see you. Nothing. You know what I'm saying? You know imagine how stressful that is. Like,
how lonely you feel.
People don't realize how, if people realize how quick people forget about you, you will stop living for other people. Mm-hmm. You will stop living. You will stop trying to put on. You will stop stressing about this, stop stressing about that. Like, because people really forget about you,
right?
Quick, like,
and then that stress,
especially now, like things used to last. Like in the 2000s and the 90s, growing up, like a song will come out and it will be lit for like 3 months.
Yeah,
a song come out now, it's hot for a month. You know
what I'm saying? And with the
old, that's just how life. Like, now, people just forget about you quick.
Out with the old and with the new,
like, quick. And that's what people like. Stop. My message to everybody was just like, stop stressing about things that, like I said, I don't want to say it doesn't matter, but if it's not bringing you any happiness,
right?
You have to cut it off. It doesn't matter who it is.
And your surroundings.
Yes, especially your surroundings.
Right.
Especially your surroundings. Like, I don't need to be around 1,000 people.
Right.
Out of those people that you sitting here stressing about this and stressing about that, like, you in a situation, you with 100 niggas, you could, when shit get real, I promise you could call one.
Yeah.
Some other 99 niggas is not gonna hold you down.
That's a fact.
They're not gonna hold you down.
Here's the reverse side, right? For me, I'm the type of person, there's people that I love, and I get stressed because I try to be around them more. Right. So for me, especially now having a kid, like, my mindset is always like, I want my kid to be tight with my cousins, like how with his little cousins, like how I'm tight with my cousins. I want my kid to know his aunts and uncles, like, you know what I'm saying? And my siblings, you know, everybody that, even my extended siblings, right? Everybody I call a sibling, you can be a cousin, I call you a brother, right? Or a sister. All of those people do a great job of, like, you know, reaching out and being a part of my kids' life, and I love it. And not because I make them, but that's just who they are, you know. But outside of that, like, there are times where I'm like, yo, remember when we all used to link up at grandma's house, and I'm trying to do that again and recreate that, and like, yo, come on, let's get together. And then, like, I don't say it, but when I try it and it don't work, bro, that hurt. Like, it hurt, and it's stressful, because it's like, yo, I just want to be around y'all. I'm not asking y'all for nothing. I ain't asking nobody to pay for nothing. I just want y'all to come, just show up. Like, you get what I'm saying? I just, like, you get what I'm saying? I just want to be around love. Like, you get what I'm saying? But then at a certain point, I had to realize, like, that's just not where people are right now. And whoever want to come will come. Whoever don't want to come won't come. Like, you get what I'm saying?
Times change, man. Like, people be stressing about that type of stuff. Like, damn, man. Like, if I don't hit this person up, they don't hit me up.
You know, somebody else to hit up.
You know, like, people, times have changed. Like, it ain't like before where it's just like we're all just gonna chill in the park and just talk and just have some. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, man, people forget about you so fast these days. Like, if you have, like, genuine friendship, that is a gift from God.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That's
like,
a fact, bro.
And people don't understand, like, when you, like, if you're in a relationship, right, you got to make time for your significant other. If you have a friendship, you have to make time for that friendship.
Yeah,
it's just as important. Like, friendships are just as important, maybe more important.
Yeah,
because that friendship might be more guaranteed than that relationship.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't understand, like, how important, like friendship is literally a gift from God. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how much people you grew up with, you just like, man, this used to be my man, bro. Like, and they just change on you. You don't know, you don't even know why. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all of that is stressful, because it's hard not to think about something like that.
Right.
Like, damn, this was my man. You know what I'm saying? Like, friendship is literally a gift from God. Like, you gotta make time for your friends. Like, I always tell Trey, like, yo, we need to do this. We need to do. I think I met Trey at 17 years old. I think me and Trey got 2 pictures.
Right.
Like,
that's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
like,
a fact.
And I always like, yo, we have to go. Like, we have to enjoy ourselves. We have to do this. We have to do that. Like, Trey is alive, bro. Like, look. I don't know if y'all can see it. Like,
hold on. And somebody
look. This says, for him, I will risk it all. My brother's keeper with his name. Like, this is like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is my, like, the only person I would give whatever for. Like,
you know what I'm saying?
Funny? But he gets me tight because I'm just like, yo, we don't do nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's a fact.
Sitting here worrying about this, worrying about that. Now let's go outside, bro.
Yeah. Let's
go outside. I tell him this all the time.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? Like, me and him was the same way. I started, like, stressing less, started going outside more. This nigga still want to be in the house. Like, bro, we outside, bro. Like,
nah, for real.
Like, come on, man. For real. Like, she said, hey, yo.
Listen, you know what's so funny? I remember when Jonathan first got that tattoo, right? Because at one point, he had no tattoos. And then he was like, yo, I'm going to go get a tattoo. He got like 1, 2. Then he just started going crazy, right? So he had sent me a video and he was like, yo, I'm about to go get a tattoo or whatever. I'm like, damn, bro, another one? He like, yeah, I'm about to get a tattoo with your name. I thought he was joking. So I'm like, yo, bro, stop playing. You play too much, right? And then he sent me the picture after the fact. I'm like, oh, nah, he was dead serious. Like, and then did somebody ask you? Somebody said something like, yo, did he die? Like,
yeah, somebody was like, yeah, somebody asked me, like, you know, like, no, they was like, my condolences or something like that. I was like, for what? And when they saw the tattoo, I'm like, no, like, this is, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is my brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is my best friend. This is my son's godfather. Like, this is like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this dude done called me, like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, now that he gave me $40, you want 20? Like, right. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's been real. You know what I'm saying? Like, been through all the struggles, the ups, the downs. Like, the only thing we don't do is hang out. I think we went to play pool once.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Smoked them. Know what I mean? But
that's cap. That's cap, bro. You ain't smoked me in pool.
Smoked you, boy.
In
like,
pool?
Yes.
I lost, but I ain't get smoked.
Smoke, bro. Smoke. I'm like that.
Bro, I ain't get smoked. I lost. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. I lost, but I ain't get smoked.
I'm like that, bro. Like it was me, you, and Naheem. My friend Naheem went.
Yeah, that's a fact. Maybe he got smoked. I ain't get smoked. I'm not claiming that. But look, clearly, this is a clear example of like why there has to be somebody or a group of people, right? And it's not just John. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, I have siblings that I'm like extremely close with. You know, I got friends I'm extremely close with, even ones that live in different states, like miles away, that I'm extremely close with, that I can call. You get what I'm saying? Like, because I'm not going to just take all my stress from me and put it all on John or whatever the case. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, but I have a collective, a village of people, right? You know what I'm saying? And at this point, I'm not one of those people. I'm not going to claim the idea, or I'm not going to put it out there and say, oh, forget family. I'm not one of those people, right? I love my family, all of y'all, like till forever. Like, I'll never stop loving y'all. But if somebody doesn't want to be a part of my village, the door is always open. Like, you get what I'm saying? But I'm not going to force you in. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, that part, I can't afford it. I can't afford it no more because my energy, my stress, my balance, and my stress checking account and my energy checking account is running low. You get what I'm saying? And I'm doing different things that's putting me in the negative. Like, you get what I'm saying? I had a conversation with one of my cousins, and I had a conversation, and this was before an episode. So Quanette was on. This episode was about blended families, right? And prior to that episode, I was literally telling her, like, now I'm wild stressed, like, to the point where, like, at that point, right before that episode, I think the last two episodes before that, I was so stressed, like, I would do podcast episodes, and then after the episodes, cry. Yeah. Like, because I was just that stressed, like, but or even right before the episode, and then get up, like, yeah, welcome back to another, like, everything was all good. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, but
especially with the topics,
you get what I'm saying? Like, you get what I'm saying? And then some of them really be like touching home. Like, you get what I'm saying? And I gotta hold it together, or at least I feel like I gotta hold it together. You get what I'm saying? And that's another stress where you feel like you gotta look a certain way. Like, oh, they're gonna look at me like this if I do that, and you know, I'm a podcast host, so I can't be looking like this, or if I say this or move like this, like, some people know I'm a preacher, like, they're gonna look at me like this. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, that stress of feeling like you have to conform or look a certain way. Like, I just want to, like, for me, I just want to be away with that. And I'm really focused on, like Jose said, like, yo, your peace got to be your number one priority. Like, and at the end of the day, like, if it ain't love, I can't afford it. Like, you know what I'm saying? If it ain't love, I can't afford it. And that don't mean I don't have no love for you. But if it's not, if the cup not going both ways, like, I can't afford to empty my cup and nothing's being poured in it, because at the end of the day, Eric Thomas said this in a speech, like, energy costs. Like, I got to stop giving it away for free, because at the end of the day, only thing that's going to happen is if this person, let's say they take an energy from you or whatever. He said it like this, like, if you want 90%, you give this person 30%, now you want 60% for your family, and they're not even going to do nothing with the energy you just gave them. And let's just say you don't give them the energy or the money or whatever it is they're asking for, all they're going to do is find somebody else when you die and go get it from them. Like, suck you, like,
dry, man.
Like suck the life out of you, and then just go find somebody else, whether it's money, whether it's material, whatever it is that these people, and I'm talking about a specific type of people, not all people. And that's what I hate about social media, because we generalize everything. Like, oh, family is whack. I'm sorry, I'm your cousin. Don't do that. I'm sorry, I'm your, like, you get what I'm saying? Like, or whoever it is that's saying it, like, don't say family whack, address the situation. Don't say, yo, friends is this. No. Because you be saying that I'm a friend, so don't do that. It's not everybody, right? So I'm addressing a specific group of people. You know who's not pouring into you. You know what I'm saying? You know who's not giving, who you're not exchanging energy with, because you know now people big on energies and waves and all that. You know who not on the same. And in that case, I'm sorry, bro.
And when it comes to, like, stressing over friendships and all this other stuff, like, man, like, this person is not even your friend, man.
Yo,
like,
let's really keep it real.
Like, that's not even your friend. You know what I'm saying? Like, you be surprised with the things people say. behind people's back.
That's a fact. Look,
you'd be surprised, man. Like it's unbelievable. It's scary. Like you would just be like, wow. You know, so you stressing over this person that doesn't even matter. Like
I'm telling you.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't be doing that, man. If I gotta question you, I don't need you around me.
I ain't gonna
you know
lie,
what I'm saying? Like, I don't need you around me. I don't need to like somebody could come up to me and be like, yo, this nigga Trey was talking about you. I just like, all right. Like, all right. You know what I'm saying?
I swear. I swear. That happened to me before
like,
too. And I was like,
on, like, all right. Yeah, nigga, positive.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Like,
nah, that's a fact.
And people, and you gotta believe, like what they say when they, like if somebody shows you who they are, you gotta believe them. You know how stressful it is. Like if somebody, like you just gotta like, just gotta trust people to be themselves.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like Trey's a thief. You ain't gonna do that to me though. Nah, man, Trey's a thief. That's it. Ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't be sitting here stressing like, man, I wonder if he gonna steal from me. I wonder if you're gonna steal from me. Nah. You know what I'm saying? Believe people to be who they are. Like, let do that.
Yeah. That when they be talk like, what's they gonna talk about you? Yeah.
Why people be hating? Like, men have egos, man.
And that's how they stir it up. They do it in different ways. Like, they're not even gonna lie, men do it in different ways in the sense of like they'll do it in ways to have you fighting your brother if you dumb enough to believe it. Like, oh yeah, and then like I know men that won't leave their friend in the house with their girl, they baby mother, or like they'll be like, let's say they friend having a long or they have or sharing a joke with their girlfriend. It's like they looking at them funny and stuff like that. And I'm sorry, if those your type of friends, I'll leave the house. I'll leave for a week. You got house sit with my girlfriend and whoever. That's just how I feel. You get what I'm saying? Because not only do I trust one, it's twofold. If you got people around you can't trust, that's a you problem. You got to trust the person you with, one, and the person that's there too. You know what I'm saying? There's never been a time where I was in the house with John and my girl was there, and I'm like, all right, John, come with me to the store. If I'm going to the store by myself, I'm going to the store by myself. I see, yo, you want something? Like, you get what I'm saying? But you have men that'll stir the pot, like, yo, he was trying to holler at your girl. Whole time, y'all was laughing at a joke that y'all, or a time where y'all was all together, but he see y'all laughing, and now it's like, oh, nah, he was hitting on your girl, and you dumb enough to believe it, like. And men do stuff. So men do stuff like that. They be trying to stir the pot up, like because they be hating.
Men be
hating. They be hating.
Yeah, like more than females. Bro. That's the crazy part. Like
they be hating.
Maybe not in the past, but now the way
hating.
They be jealous. They be envious. All of that is true. Like.
And it be so crazy because now they be
doing better than you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you mad at me? Like,
you'd be surprised, though. You'd be surprised who's jealous of your little life.
Yo,
you're like my little old life. Like, you get what I'm saying? You'd be surprised. Right? And I don't get it, but, you know, to be honest with you, like I told you before we start this conversation, like, because John was like, stress? You want to talk about stress? You serious, bro? Like, we really going to talk about stress today? And I'm like, nah, bro, to be honest, like, I really feel like I need to. Like, I feel like it's going to be like self-therapy. And I ain't gonna lie, like for me, it really was good, like just to have a conversation, just to have an open conversation. Like, yo, not only does stress kill, and people are killing themselves because they stress. People are killing other people because they stress. People are going crazy, like literally, not figuratively. People are literally going crazy because they're stressed, drinking themselves to death, getting habits and getting addicted to stuff because they stress. Like
that's the scary part. Like eventually the drinking or the drugs are not going to like take your stress away no more. Yo. So what happens? You go to the next drug. Now it ain't weed. Now it's God knows. You know what I'm saying? Like, and all you're doing is you literally killing yourself. Now you're a hashtag. Now you're on somebody's t-shirt for like a week, maybe two. Then I say you forgotten about.
Yeah,
you are completely forgotten about. You know what I'm saying? I saw something the other day that was like people be glorifying like people that just work all day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like instead of like, nah, like that job will replace you mad quick.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? Like you sitting here stressing about this, stressing about that. Now, if you need to work, you need to do a bunch of overtime. Okay, that's cool. But you need to also learn to take a step back and say, no, I still have a life to live.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
maybe I need to figure out how to get a higher pay.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Because you have to like live your life, because you don't know how much every day that you wake up, you're closer to the end. You know what I'm saying? You're not closer to the beginning. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, so at the end of the day, like, don't be like I said, try not to stress about a bunch of things that's just like that don't bring you any like sense of happiness.
Facts. Because when it's over, it's over.
When it's over, it's over.
Ain't no restart button. We ain't got no memory cards. Like,
when it's over, it's over. Like, and then you need people around you to keep it real with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't have a conversation with you if you want to tell me what I want to hear.
That's essential.
You know what I'm saying? Like the conversation that when I pulled up on him the other day, like I told Trey how I felt. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure he probably was just like, damn, like, but you know what I'm saying? But I had to tell him the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like you saying what? Ain't gonna get into no details. You know what I'm saying? But you worrying about certain situations. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's just like for example, he's like, I just gotta make sure Quincy good. How is Quincy gonna be good if you ain't good?
Right.
That's just not realistic. You know what I'm saying? Like you need to make sure that you good. Then he'll be extra good.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, like
that's a fact. And I tell people this all the time. Like I always tell people like what you just said. Like you need people around you to be real with you. And I always tell them like, yo, I think every time I call John, like or any of my friends, like, and I'm like, yo, I think if I call John or Dede or Jose or any of my siblings or my aunt or my parents, I think if I call any of them or even my girl, like you think if I talk to her, like everybody say the right thing. I be telling people straight up, like I'm like, yo, John will say in a heartbeat, 2 words. This is 2 words. You bugging. Like if I say something that ain't right, he's just like, nah, you bugging. And he'll laugh when he say it, but nah, you bugging. Like
when you hear it and then you think about it, you just like, you know, I'm just like, yeah, damn, I was bugging.
Like you get what I'm saying?
Like I'm not saying I don't stress at all, but some of the things that I used to stress about before. You know what I'm saying? Like I no longer stress about it. Like I will knock things off my plate so quick in the blink of an eye, like
because you're learning to let it go.
Yeah, you have to.
It's a practice, like you know what I'm saying. And I'm in the process of learning to do stuff like that too, because I'm really starting to realize, like I'm gonna hold you. It's to the point where now that I'm starting to do that, and every day I get up and I'm like, you know, I don't want to live like this. I don't want to worry about this. I don't want to worry about that. There are things that I can control, and there's things that I can't control. Like you get what I'm saying. So when I get up every day, it's like, all right, I gotta practice that. My first reaction is like, oh man, what about this? What about that? And then I gotta remind myself, like, yo, we're not doing that. Like, we're not doing that. This is what I can do. This is what I can't do. And let me try to do something that I like to do to kind of replace. Because you ever heard that saying that's like courage is not the absence of fear, it's the will to just do it anyway. No. You get what I'm saying? Like it's the same thing with any other emotion. Like just because you decide to do something in the moment of stress, that don't mean that you're never gonna feel stress again. But what you're gonna do is you're gonna replace that feeling with something positive. Like you know what I'm saying? So that's something that's been working for me is like rather than stress about this, you know what? Instead of stressing, let me do something positive. Let me do something that I like to do. Let me do something that I feel like is gonna. And now I'm not even thinking about that, and I'm not losing out on nothing because if anything, I'm gaining happiness because I'm not stressing about whatever it is that I'm stressing about. Like you know what I'm saying? But it definitely takes like one day at a time and being around the support group. You know what I'm saying? Like
a lot of time it takes practice. It does. Like,
that's a fact.
I didn't always have this attitude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I used to stress about everybody. Like
yeah.
I'm like, nah, I'm Superman. I could deal with everybody. I could deal with everybody's problems. You know what I'm saying? My thing was I'm gonna be all right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I said, nah. Every time I got a situation, the only person that's answering was Trey.
Yeah.
So it was just like, nah. Like,
right.
I ain't doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you just have to be that way, man. Like, it's crazy. You have to be selfish with yourself.
Right.
You have to be selfish with yourself. You have to be selfish with your time. Enjoy yourself. Be happy. Be around people that's gonna make you happy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how much times like I might go out and I just look to the left and it's just a group of people just having a good time, just drinking beers. And you know what I'm saying? Like, it just There's nobody worried about who wearing or none of that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
everybody ain't just
extra. Yeah, nobody taking.
You ever see 10 people in the circle and they all like this?
You know what I'm saying? Like,
who's really taking it in right now?
Like, come on, man. Like,
who's really taking it in right now?
That's when you know you're having fun. You like, damn, I ain't take a pic.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Like, you got people that's just literally just, I'm just throw something on. You know what I'm saying? Go out for a little bit, throw something on the gram. And that's it. Like, you ain't even really trying to go enjoy yourself.
You ain't even trying
You know what I'm saying? Like, you just want to put on for the gram, though. Like,
right. And you know what's so crazy, bro?
That way,
I seen something, and I don't remember exactly what it said, and I don't remember who said it, and I wish I did, because I will really want to get them credit, because I feel like this going to go viral, right? Like, because I think a lot of people stressing they faking, right? And I wish I could give them credit, but if y'all hear this quote and it do go viral, yeah, y'all just tag whoever said it. But the dudes basically was saying, like, you got a passcode on your phone, you got a lock on your front door, you got a key alarm, like, for your car, but you don't have no lock or security for your emotions.
That's crazy.
You don't got no, like, everybody got access to you. Crazy. If I go to work, I got a key pass to scan.
I never thought of that.
But everybody got access to everything that's valuable. You got locks in your house. You got an alarm system in your crib. You got an alarm system for your car. You got an alarm on your phone. There's no security for you. But everything else you care about, there's an alarm. If somebody say something funny to somebody you love, oh, nah. But you won't jump up for yourself.
Exactly.
You won't do nothing for yourself. You want to make sure everybody else good except for you.
I never thought of that.
Like that.
That's deep.
Like, bro. Deep. Like, and that's why everybody is not supposed to have access to you. Right. They not supposed to have access to you. You get what I'm saying? And that's why for me, I had to realize, like, me trying to pull everybody in and everybody around me, like, oh yeah. I'm not who I used to be. Like, you get what I'm saying? To be around certain people have habits that I just literally can't deal with. You get what I'm saying? Certain people have lifestyles that I literally can't. We probably wouldn't even have a good time. You get what I'm saying? And that's just me being honest, because I'm such a different person. So now it's time for me to say, okay, if this is for you, you'll come. You get what I'm saying? Like, build it and they'll come. Mm-hmm. Just that simple. Like, you know, and this is, if this is for you, people will hit you up. Like, you know what I'm saying? It'll be mutual instead of me stressing, like, oh man, like this person that, yo, I be doing a podcast, nobody tuned in. If it's for you, it's for you. If it's not for you, it's not for you. Like, at one point, I was ready to pay for advertisement. Like, all right, you know what? If I pay and enough people see it, if it's for you, it's for you. This is why I don't, like, before I would ask people to share. That's why I don't ask people to share. Because if you like it, you're going to share it. And guess what? The person on your page, all 200,000 of your friends, they're not all going to watch. But the people that like it, they're going to share. I'm an acquired taste. You get what I'm saying? I'm not, you know how some people like certain drinks and some people like certain foods. I'm an acquired taste. You're either going to like it or you're not going to like it. But I ain't going to force you to like it no more. I ain't stressing over that no more. Like, you get what I'm saying? So people will get offended when I say everyone can't have an audience with me. I do not allow it. And that's a fact. She say that to me a lot. Like, everybody can't have an audience with me.
She protecting her peace. Like,
that's a fact. Kim said, guard your heart, because out of it flows the issues of life. That's a fact. And everybody can't handle that. That's another thing. Everybody can't handle you. Everybody can't handle you at your lowest. You know what I'm saying? So that's a reason why. That's one of the reasons why I believe that everybody can't have access to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, not for nothing, not to get real biblical or nothing like that before we head out, because I don't want to keep y'all too long. There was a part, there was a portion in the Bible, right, where when Jesus was about to be crucified, and they said that he cried. You know what I'm saying? Like they said Jesus was so stressed out, he was sweating blood. All the disciples wasn't allowed to come with him. He only took a couple. Everybody can't see you that low. Everybody can't see you that low. Like, you get what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying compare yourself to Jesus, and Jesus is not like that. But I'm just saying, like, everybody can't see you in that moment. You get what I'm saying? Because everybody can't take that. Everybody don't need to know that you're gonna be evicted. Or that you could possibly be evicted. Because guess what? Maybe 10 more people gonna know that you're about to be evicted, and now you even more stressed. Because not everybody knows your business.
You be hearing, like, celebrities tell stories about, like, how they went broke, and it was just like they was just stressing, trying to, like, put everybody on. Like,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I saw an interview with Benny Siegel, and he was like, back then, like I think Jay-Z was trying to tell him like that everybody can't make it.
Yeah.
And he didn't understand. But now that he's older, he understands like, man, everybody can't make it. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody, you can't save everybody.
I can't.
You know what I'm saying? Like you cannot save everybody. Like you gotta learn to cut people off without, I don't want to say without explanation, but that's a little rude.
Right. But you don't owe everybody.
Yeah, you don't owe everybody explanation. It's just like, yo, like what? No, you could keep it real with them. You know, don't make up an excuse to like, nah, I just been dealing with stuff, so you know, I didn't want to bring my problems to you. Like, nah, I stopped talking to you because every time like we speak, it was some type of problems.
Yeah.
Like, come on, especially if you got your own. Imagine when you got your own problems, your own issues. Now you come to me with your issues,
and I care about you, so now I'm really thinking about them.
Like come on, like, nah, man, like you gotta like. If I'm gonna stress, if I'm gonna stress about like I have to have like some serious love for you, like some serious love for you, because I'm at a point where I'm not trying to save nobody. Like,
listen, I ain't even got it on me right now, Chief. I ain't even got it on me right now.
I'm not saving nobody, man. Like, I'm sorry, man. Like,
I promise you, I'm really at the point like,
yo, saving nobody. Like,
I ain't got it on me right now. It's lit. Like, listen, you got a problem? Try Jesus. Don't try me. Like, I ain't with it, man. Like, I ain't got it. I ain't got it on me right now. Like, so at the end of the day, we could do a part 2 to this. That's what y'all trying to do. But I ain't gonna keep y'all till tomorrow. Don't forget to go to Better Me, A Better We Apparel.com. You can pick up this shirt as well as the Better Me, A Better We logo t-shirt. The hoodie, the sweatshirt. We got a bunch of different stuff that's about to drop. Don't forget to like the page on Facebook. A lot of people are always telling me that they don't get like, yo, why you didn't tell me you was doing the podcast? If you like the page, you'll get notifications, right? So like the page, get your peoples that you think. Again, I'm an acquired taste. You ain't got to send it to your whole friends list. Send it to people that's going to watch. You know what I'm saying? Because for me, I'm more into sheep, right? Like my sheep will hear my voice and they'll come. You know what I'm saying? So I want people that I can really have real conversations with and they can talk back to me. We can learn from each other. You know what I'm saying? Because we learn from these comments. I be reading some of these comments. I'm like, bro, I never thought of it like that. Like, you get what I'm saying? So I want people that's really going to come and have dialogue. And if you know people that just don't have social media or Facebook, they can subscribe on YouTube. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's how, you know, y'all can definitely stay in tune with us. Nay, you know, I love you. I love you too, for real. And just, you know, just be on top of it, right? You know, you got anything for people before we get out? Don't stress, cut people off with no explanation.
Exactly. Don't stress and be around happiness, man. Like,
that's
don't stress, be around happiness. And if a person, like, you would know if a person got love for you, if a person, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you, for example, like, this is the second season, right? Like, this is my best friend, right? So what I had to do was, like, yo, like, this is your right hand man, this is your best friend. You always kept saying, like, man, I'm working. Man, I'm working, man. I would like, so you can't find 1 hour to give me to do a podcast. You know what I'm saying? That's why this year I said, no, I'm gonna make him up. And he didn't say nothing to me. I had to look in the mirror because you're calling this person your best friend. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like, so I left work early just now to, like, you know what, like,
boy drove 3 hours?
3 hours to come, bro. 3 hours there, 3 hours back, baby.
He drove 3 hours just to do the episode and then drove 3 hours back.
Right home.
Crazy. Like right after the episode. No nap, no nothing. 3 hours there, 3 hours back.
But at the end of the day, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what I would have been home. You know what I'm saying? Like, now if he felt the way, like, man, how come you never do an episode with me? What excuse do I really have that I couldn't give him an hour?
And that's exactly why I gotta go smoke him in pool, because I don't have no more excuses.
Smoke, you got smoke, bro. We've been playing 1-on-1 in basketball since
Don't do that.
17
Don't do that.
Old. He had 0 wins.
That's
swear to God, Nick, 0 wins.
I'll let
not
you
one win. You try to dunk on me, I'll put you on the backboard.
Don't lie. See, there you go lying. And then you gotta walk over. There you go lying.
Facts, bro.
There you go lying. Listen, at the end of the day, you know, I love y'all. I love. You know what I'm saying? I just love to give love. I love to be around love. And I hate to be around stress. I hate to say the word hate, but I extremely dislike it. I don't want to see anybody else stress, and I think that we really need to work on that as a whole, just within ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't save somebody else until I save myself. You know what I'm saying? I can only be but so much of a father until I'm a better me as a person. I can only be what so good of a son, employee, whatever it is, until I fix what's going on in me. So, let's look in the mirror. That's what I got for y'all. Like, let's just look in the mirror. Let's just let stuff go. And whatever it is that you want to, do in life, be in life, just do that. Stop making excuses. If you're a photographer, take pictures. If you're a writer, start writing a book. Like, if you sing, like, even if you just sing in a house, like, I ain't nobody telling you got to go be looking for a record deal, but whatever it is that you like to do that today. Like,
be content with yourself.
Yeah, like, be content. Stop looking at these people. They just showing you they highlight reels. That's really not even they highlight reels. They modified. So, yeah, they're putting on. So don't let that stress y'all. Last but not least, don't forget that a better me equals a better we. I'll see y'all next week, Tuesday at 8 p.m.